Hello everyone, this is Naren Siswa and welcome to Udan. Today I'm dealing with some important questions. I think these questions may ask in your exam. Before starting this daily quiz, if you haven't subscribed our channel, click on subscribe button and subscribe our channel. Okay, I'm starting question number first. Which of the following is are correct about SIP Recycling Bill 2019? The statement first is, as per the bill, ready for recycling certificate is required for recycling of ships in India. Statement second is, this bill was introduced to implement obligations under the Hong Kong Convention of 2009 to which India acceded earlier. Select the correct statement using the codes given below. Option A, 1 only. Option B, 2 only. Option C, both 1 and 2. Option D, neither 1 nor. Yes, right answer is option A, 1 only. Let's explain this. SIP Recycling Bill 2019 was passed by Parliament, which seek to regulate the recycling of ships in accordance with international standards. It would protect the interests of laborers and would ensure environmentally sound recycling in the country. Next is, ships recycling in India will be required to obtain a ready for recycling certificate as per the Hong Kong International Convention. The certificate will be issued to them only after checking the use of materials in the ships. The certificate can be used to show that the ship recycling is compliant with government standards and recycling policies and shows commitment to sustainable business standards. Next is, restrictions on the use of hazardous materials will not apply to warships and non-commercial vessels operated by the government. Next is, the certificate will be issued to them only after checking the use of materials in the ships. Till now, India did not accede the Hong Kong Convention 2009. India, as one of the world's 5 major ship recycling countries, this treaty will set global standards for safe and environmentally sound ship recycling. Next is question number 2. With reference to Uniform Civil Code, consider the following statements. Statement first is, Article 47 of Constitution envisages the implementation of Uniform Civil Code. Statement second is, in Sabano case, Supreme Court held that UCC is neither necessary nor desirable at this stage in the country. Which of the statement given above is are correct? Option A, 1 only. Option B, 2 only. Option C, both 1 and 2. Option D, neither 1 nor 2. And the right answer is option D, neither 1 nor 2. Let's explain this. What is Uniform Civil Code? A uniform civil code is one that would provide for one law for the entire country applicable to all religious communities in their personal matters such as marriage, divorce, inheritance, adoption, etc. However, several religious groups find that this UCC is a conflict with their religion. As a result, they oppose UCC implementation in India. Also, there is issue where freedom of religion gets into conflict with the right to equality. Next is, it is one of the liberal intellectual principles of DPSP under the Article 44. It lays down that state to secure for all citizens a uniform civil code throughout the country. Second is, in 2018, a Law Commission of India report said that the UCC is neither necessary nor desirable at this stage. In the country, the Commission said secularism cannot contradict the plurality prevalent in the country In the year 1985, in the case of Muhammad Ahmad Khan versus Sabano Begum, popularly known as the Sabano case, the Supreme Court for the first time directed the Parliament to frame a UCC. Next is question number 3. Which of the following statement is incorrect about the marginal cost of funds based lending rate MCLR? Option A, the marginal cost of funds based lending rate is the minimum interest rate that a bank can lend at. Option B is MCLR is calculated based on 4 components. In example, the marginal cost of funds, negative carry on account of case reserve ratio, operating costs and tenure premium. Next is option C, the Reserve Bank of India replaced the base rate structure by the MCLR methodology for fixing interest rates in 2016. Next is option D. One of the biggest advantages of the MCLR is its leads to transmission of repo rate to the borrower as it was linked to an external benchmark. This is a right answer. So option D is the correct answer. Let's explain this. The marginal cost of funds based lending rate is the minimum interest rate that a bank can lend at. MCLR is a tenor linked internal benchmark, which means the rate is determined internally by the bank depending on the period left for the repayment of a loan. Next is MCLR is closely linked to the actual deposit rates and is calculated based on 4 components: the marginal cost of funds, negative carry on account of case reserve ratio, operating costs and tenure premium. Next is the Reserve Bank of India introduced the MCLR methodology for fixing interest rates from 1st April 2016. It replaced the base rate structure which had been in place since July 2010. One of the biggest disadvantages of MCLR was that didn't lead to transmission of repo rate to the borrowers as it was an internal benchmark. Next is question number 4. Consider the following statements regarding depreciation. Statement first is, it is a decrease in an asset's value and it may be caused by a number of other factors as well as unfavorable market. Statement second is, it is useful for estimation of property value of taxation purposes like property tax. Which of the statements given above is our correct? Option A, 1 only. Option B, 2 only. Option C, both 1 and 2. Option D, neither 1 nor 2. And the right answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Let's explain this. What do you mean by depreciation? Depreciation means it is a decrease in an asset's value, may be caused by number of other factors, as well as unfavorable market conditions, etc. Machinery, equipment, currency is some examples of assets that are likely to depreciate over a specific period of time. Opposite of depreciation is appreciation, which is increase in the value of an asset over a period of time. Accounting estimates the decrease in value using the information regarding the useful life of the asset. Next is, this is useful for estimation of property value for taxation purposes like property tax, etc. For such assets like real estate, market and economic conditions are likely to be crucial, such as in case of economic downturn. Next is, accounting estimates the decrease in value using the information regarding the useful life of the asset. This is useful for estimation of property value for taxation purposes like property tax, etc. For such assets like real estate, market and economic conditions are likely to be crucial, such as in cases of economic downturn. Next is question number 5. According to the Wavell Plan of 1945, consider the following. Statement first is the plan proposed for all Indian member Executive Council, including Governor General. Statement second is equal representation for Hindus and Muslims. Statement third is the proposed council was to function within the framework of Government of India Act 1919. Which of the statements given above is are correct? Option A 2 only, option B 2 and 3 only, option C 1 and 3 only, option D none of the above, and the right answer is option C 1 and 3 only. Let's explain this. The Powell Plan of June 1945. What is the objective of this plan? To reconstruct the Governor General Executive Council pending the preparation of a new constitution. The plan in June 1945, a conference was convened by the Viceroy Lord Wavell at Simla. The main proposals of the Wavell Plan were as follows. First is, all members of the Executive Council were to be Indians, excluding the Governor General and the Commander-in-Chief. Next is equal representation to be given to Hindus and Muslims. The proposed council was to function an interim government within the framework of 1935 Act. In example, not responsible to the Central Assembly. The Governor General was to exercise his veto on the advice of ministers. Next is representatives of different parties were to submit a joint list, the Viceroy, for nomination to the Executive Council. If a joint list was not possible, then separate lists were to be submitted. Negotiations were kept open for a new constitution once the war was finally won. Next is question number 6. According to the studies, the survivability of SARS-CoV-2 virus can be found longest on option A, aerosol, option B, wood, option C, steel, option D, cardboard, and the right answer is option C, steel. If I talk about survivability of COVID-19 virus in air and on surface, the scientists affiliated to different laboratories in universities in the US found in their experiments that the SARS-CoV-2 virus could survive in air for about 3 hours, although its ability to infect was severely weakened during this time. Until now, the virus was believed not to be able to survive in the air as much. There was a little risk of people getting infected through the air. The fact that it does survive in the air even for a short time could force scientists and health officials to increase the risk to people, especially to health workers who spend a lot of time near an infected person. Next is survival in air on surfaces. The virus has been found to survive very briefly in the air and much longer on plastic and stainless steel surfaces. If I talk about stainless steel, up to 3 days, on plastic up to 3 days, on cardboard 24 hours, on copper 4 hours, on aerosol up to 4 hours. Okay. Next is question number 7. Consider the following statements regarding Pradhan Mantri Adarsh Gram Yojana. The statement first is, it is to ensure integrated development of all villages in India. The statement second is, it requisite all physical and social infrastructure for the socio-economic development. Which of the statements given above is are correct? Option A 1 only, option B 2 only, option C both 1 and 2, option D neither 1 nor 2, and the right answer is option C both 1 and 2. Let's explain this. PMAZY, Pradhan Mantri Adarsh Gram Yojana. It is to ensure integrated development of all villages having total population greater than or equal to 500 and with more than 50% persons belonging to SC into model villages by 2024-25, so that they have also requisite physical and social infra for their socio-economic development. Next is a disparity between SC and non-SC population in terms of common socio-economic indicators. For example, literacy rate, completion rate of elementary education, IMR, MMR, ownership of productive assets, etc. is eliminated. Untouchability, discrimination, segregation, and atrocities against Supreme Courts are eliminated, as are other social evils like discrimination against girls, women, alcoholism, and substance drugs abuse, etc. Next is question number 8. Consider the following statements regarding Swachhta Udyami Yojana. The statement first is National Safai Karamcharis Finance and Development Corporation NSKFDC is implementing the scheme. It is for financial assistance for construction, operation and maintenance of pay and use community toilets in public-private partnership mode. Which of the statements given above are correct? Option A, 1 only. Option B, 2 only. Option C, both 1 and 2. Option D, neither 1 nor 2. And the right answer is option C, both 1 and 2. What do you mean by this scheme? Let's understand this scheme. Swachhta Udyami Yojana. The scheme has been launched on the 2nd October 2014. National Safai Karamcharis Finance and Development Corporation is implementing the scheme. It is for extending financial assistance for construction, operation and maintenance of pay and use community toilets in public-private partnerships, mode and procurement and operation of sanitation-related vehicles, concessional loan for viable community toilet projects and sanitation-related vehicles, to collect the garbage, to consolidate the ongoing efforts for realizing the objectives of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Entrepreneurs among Safai Karamcharis and identified manual scavengers can avail loan up to defined ceiling at concessional rate of interest at the rate 4% per annum. In case of women beneficiaries, there is a rebate of 1% in the rate of interest charged. Next is question number 6. Which of the following statements are correct about the motions used in the parliament? The statement first is a no confidence motion is moved against the entire council of ministers, while a censure motion can be moved against individual ministers or members. The statement second is there is no impact on the government when a censure motion is passed, but the council of ministers have to resign when a no confidence motion is passed. Statement third is Rajya Sabha is not permitted to use adjournment motion. Select the correct answer using the code given below. Option A 1 and 2 only, option B 1 and 3 only, option C 2 only, option D 1, 2 and 3, and the right answer is option D 1, 2 and 3. Okay, understand these types of motions. First is NCM, no confidence motion. In a parliamentary system, a no confidence motion is a statement or vote that the government is no longer deemed fit to remain in office, while a censure motion carries no such trait. Next is censure motion. A censure literally means expression of strong disapproval or harsh criticism. It can be a stern rebuke by a legislature, generally opposition against the policies of government or on an individual minister. However, it can also be passed to criticize, condemn some act. A censure motion can be moved in Lok Sabha or in a state assembly. Next is adjournment motion. It is introduced in the parliament to draw attention of the house to a definite matter of urgent public importance and needs the support of 50 members to be admitted. Next is question number 10. Consider the following statements regarding Deen Dayal disabled rehabilitation schemes. The statement first is it is a centrally sponsored scheme. Statement second is it is implemented by Department of Empowerment of Persons and Disabilities. Statement third is it provides financial assistance to facilitate delivery of various services to voluntary organizations. Which of the statements given above is are correct? Option A 1 and 2 only, option B 2 and 3 only, option C 1 and 3 only, option D all of the above, and the right answer is option B 2 and 3 only. Let's talk about DRDS, Deen Dayal Disabled Rehabilitation Scheme. It is a central sector scheme of Government of India. It is implemented by Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. It provides financial assistance to facilitate delivery of various services to voluntary organizations, grants in aid to NGOs, promotes voluntary action. Parents, guardians and voluntary organizations are encouraged to provide rehabilitation services, to make available the whole range of services necessary for rehabilitation of persons with disabilities, including early intervention, development of daily living skills, education, skill development oriented towards employability, training and awareness generation. Next is question number 11. Consider the following statements regarding Van Bandhu Kalyan Yojana. Statement first is it is improving the quality of life and quality of education only in tribal areas. Statement second is it is a central sector scheme covering all tribal people and all areas with tribal population across the country. Which of the statements given above is are correct? Option A 1 only, option B 2 only, option C both 1 and 2, option D neither 1 nor 2, and the right answer is option C both 1 and 2. Let's talk about Van Bandhu Kalyan Yojana. It is improving the quality of life in tribal areas, improving the quality of education, qualitative and sustainable employment for tribal families. It is bridging infrastructure gap with focus on quality protection of tribal culture and heritage. It is a central sector scheme covering all tribal people and all areas with tribal population across the country. The scheme ensures that all the intended benefits through various schemes of central and state governments covered under the respective tribal subplans actually reach them by way of appropriate convergence. So students, for the day, hope you like this video, share this video. If you haven't subscribed our channel, subscribe our channel, and download our application from Play Store named as Udaan Academy. Download that app. There you will get further content and many test series. Thank you so much. Best wishes.